Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. We're going to be continuing today on working on 4.2, so have those notes out, have the practices out that you've been working on the last 2 days on Friday and Monday. Today is all on the computer. You're going to be working on 4 different IXLs. Notice that each of them has a different SMART score point that you have to get to. I'm going to be going over each one of them in a little bit of detail, so feel free to watch that section, then log into IXL to work on that one while your video is paused, come back, look at the next part, and do the same thing for all the 4 different little IXL assignments. So first of all, remember that to log on to IXL, you can either go to Clever, sign in through your Google account, okay, and find the IXL, or maybe you have it saved as a favorite in your bookmarks bar. I'm going to log in that way. Remember that you have to be logged in through your Connor Weiser Google account in order for me to see it from my point of view. Okay, so the first one is going to be VHQ. So again, come up here to the little magnifying glass, VHQ. And the first one is just about graphing some points on the coordinate plane. So -8, -5. -8 is referring to the x-axis, and then go down 5 from there. And then you can either hit submit or you can hit the enter button on your keyboard. And the next one, -7, +3. Let's just say you accidentally plotted it at the wrong point. Click on that point again and it removes the point, and then redo it. Make sure you only have one point after when you submit. Okay, I'm going to skip a level. This is a level 2. Just notice that some of them might not be whole integers. For example, we have to graph -4.5 comma 2. So we have to go -4 and then half more. Notice how it kind of hovers between the -4 and the -5. So -4.5 and then up 2. Okay. Same thing for +2.5, +3. Okay. 2, 8. Okay. Let's try a level 3. Now here you might be graphing 2 ordered pairs. So -0.5 or -1/2, and then down 3. That's our first point. And then we're also graphing -3, -4.5. And you might get to a point where you have to graph 3 on the coordinate plane. So that takes care of VHQ. Our next one is going to be K77. This is all about the quadrants on the coordinate plane and the x and the y axis. Okay, so this one you have to know which one is quadrant 3. This is in Roman numerals. So quadrant 3 is down here in the lower left corner. That means J is in quadrant 3. Okay. Which one is quadrant D? Lower right is quadrant 4, IV in Roman numerals. Let's jump a level. You can see there's quite a few different levels in this on this particular IXL. So this one, you have to look at the coordinate plane and you have to think about which quadrant is this ordered pair in. So -1, +3 would be in this upper left-hand quadrant, which is quadrant 2. We also did talk about in our notes that anything with a negative x value and a positive y is going to be in that quadrant 2. Okay. Also, we can look at the reverse. Which one of these 4 ordered pairs is a point in quadrant 2. So remember, quadrant 2 is this upper left-hand corner. That means it's going to have a negative x, so it has to be either this first option or second option. So negative x, but it's going to have a positive y. So negative x, positive y would be this first one. And just to confirm, -1, +4 would be right there where my arrow currently is. Okay. Level 3, I might not give you a coordinate plane. I might just give you the ordered pairs. Again, a negative x and a positive y would be in that quadrant 2. Okay. Quadrant 4 is, if you remember, to the right and then down. So it's going to be a positive x value, but a negative y value. Okay. So that takes care of K77. Let's look at the next one is 66P. You only have to get to 40 on this one. Okay. This one is a lot about interpreting data, and you do want to read all the information that they give you. So this scatter plot shows adult tickets, number of adult tickets, and the number of children tickets that the theater sold each week. So this asks, what is the most common number of child tickets sold last week? So child tickets is on this y-axis, and the most common would be the greatest number of ordered pairs. So 800 was there for 3 days. About 550 was only one, 400 only one day, 300 only one day, and 250 only one day. So 800 child tickets were the most common. This next question, what's the most common amount of dog food that the dogs eat each day? So we have 2 eating 4 cups, 2 eating 3 cups. We have 3 eating 2 cups of dog food. So that means we have 3 dogs, and they're each eating 2 cups of dog food a day. Okay, so again, only 40 points. Just take your time reading these, and make sure you're looking at the correct axes about which one is determining which one you should be looking at. Okay. And the last IXL is 2WL. And this one we want to get to 70 SMART score points. You will notice that this is actually a linear relationship. There are all these dots, and they all form a line. So most of the graph, most of the table is going to be filled in for you. For example, when x is 12, y is 7. Okay. Sometimes you're going to have one opening. For example, we want to know when x is 15, what is our y value? So 15 matches up with a y value of 10. Like always, you can either hit the submit button or hit enter. Okay. 9 and 19. Don't let your eyes deceive you. If you have trouble, feel free to enlarge the coordinate plane, do what you have to do. An input of 19 is an output or a y value of 12. Sometimes you have to figure out the opposite. If your output or your y value is 16, so now we have to start on the y-axis. 16, that means my x value would be 12. Okay. Your table should show a relationship, but notice how they don't go up in equal increments all the time, so it's not always easy to figure out. And to end, you're probably going to have to do a little bit of not just only putting one value in a table, but multiple. So if you have an input of 2, we have an output of 5, an input of 9, we have an output of 12. If you forget to put one in and you try to submit, it will give you a little indicator like, hey, you didn't finish the question. Go back and finish it. Input again. I forgot already. 12. 9 and 12. Okay, again, you might have to do your x value for both. So if your y is 9, your x is 7. And if your, oh, I did it backwards. If your y is 9, your x is 11. And if your y value is 14, your x value is 16. Okay. Sometimes the ordered pairs are a little bit further apart from each other. Just take your time filling out and going through these various levels. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask the substitute, or just send me a Schoology message if you get stuck on any one of them, and we'll probably have some time when I return to go back and hopefully finish these if you have not had enough time to do so. So, see you guys for today. Bye.